So, ZyberVR reached out to see if I'd like to review these multi-purpose controller accessories. They work like Beat Saber or Vader Immortal wands. So basically it's your lightsaber grip right there. And then they've got this really interesting, so you can see it here. Let me hold this. So they've got this really interesting system where they have weights, and you can add or remove weights. So they're nice and weighted. I won't have an exact weight on them, but they feel nice, and you can kind of screw them together. And you can take those weights on or out. So it has a great hefty feel. Like if you're going to go through and you want to have a lightsaber in your hand for Vader Immortal. I mean, the feel on it is fantastic. It feels like you're actually swinging something sort of like a tennis racket. It's probably, I'd say with two weights in it, it's probably a little bit much for a ping pong paddle, but it's about right for a tennis racket. This is such a cool accessory. Like, I didn't realize how awesome this was until I got hands on it. Especially if you include the extensions. So let me so there's the extension, so you could extend it even more. You could use it like a golf club, and then you can hook both of them together. And if you're one of those people like me that's played Kayak Mirage VR, this feels like having an oar in your hand. It is crazy how different that game is. So if you're the type of person that plays Kayak Mirage VR and that's like a relaxing thing to you, just get this. This is like an absolute no-brainer. If you're the type of person that plays Vader Immortal, I know Vader Immortal has been, one of my favorite Quest games. I've got so many friends that are Star Wars nerds, and I'm just like, hey, you guys, have you played the Vader game? And you just stick them in there in Vader Immortal. This feels like a lightsaber in your hand. I mean, it's got a really nice grip on it. It's not, you don't get that, you get that weighted feel to it. Man, it's so nice. I normally, I go through and I take some time and I try this out. I've been playing with this constantly, to the point where it's like I'm looking for games that specifically use this so that I can keep it in here and not switch back to the normal games. Like one of my favorites, I'm big into gun games, things like that. So I like running around and shooting and stuff. I've had so much fun with these that if you're into any game where you're going to be swinging a sword, swinging a paddle, or a racket, anything like that, swinging a golf club. If you're into anything like that, this is an absolute no-brainer. It's really grippy. It's got a nice rubberized grip, great feel, great texture. That was one complaint I had about the ZyberVR gun controllers, is that the texture wasn't there. This has the texture. This has the great hand grip on it. Absolutely fantastic. It's fairly tall here, so you can see it's so you can, I'm gonna stand up here. You can swing it like a golf club. But yeah, the biggest thing for me was when kayaking. The whole kayaking experience was awesome. Anything like sword and sorcery or Vader Immortal, anything where you're going to be swinging a sword, having this grip on it, and you can grip it a little bit up closer to the controller. You can still access the buttons and stuff. You slide up here. You still have access to everything. Not quite the most convenient grip in the world when you're using the handle, but most of those games you're just, you're going to have your hand on the grip you know, and you're going to be swinging stuff around. So if you're just swinging around, that's great. If you need to use the buttons, not quite as awesome. That's why I like the Vader game, because you pretty much just, you reach up, you grip the lightsaber, and then, you know, after that, you just slide your grip back down, you hold it right here, and then it just feels like you're swinging something more substantial, you know, and that added weight inside the handle, you know, and that they have this little collar that you can screw and unscrew. That added weight inside the handle makes such a difference on here. So I will say this is, I mean, I'd say next to having like a really good head strap and facial interface, I'd say that this is probably my, you know, my number one besides those. So probably like a number three accessory that I get for VR. You know, I think the very first thing I'd get is probably something to make the head strap a little bit more comfortable. The next thing I get is, you know, an improved facial interface, something that makes it, you know, feel a little bit better on my face, because both of those you're going to feel in everything. But if you like any of those games, if you like kayak games, if you like Vader Immortal, you know, if you like a golf game, you know, you could turn this into a nice little golf club and get your swing on. Yeah, I mean, if you like any of those games, this seems like it's, you know, just such a fun accessory to have, and something that you will definitely get a lot of use out of. So I absolutely love it. I've been enjoying it so much, playing with it over the past week or so, that I will highly recommend this to all of my friends, and to y'all. I think that Zyber has really knocked it out of the park with this one. So that's just my quick couple of minutes going over this controller. So you can find links in the description for where you can get it. Thanks.